Hello and welcome to my presentation on the lower limb active prosthetic viability on the commercial market in the near future. My name is Ryan Mahoney and I'm a third year here at CSU University. I am studying biomechanical engineering and I got into this degree because prosthetics really interest me. A basic of prosthetics is that every year, roughly 13,000 people in the United States lose a limb or more due to an accident or needed surgery, and they will be given a device such as this one. This is a passive prosthetic. It is designed to help someone stay stable and walk with support, such as a cane or a stroller. And there's been a push recently to develop more active prosthetics. These would be devices that would help you going upstairs, let's say. It would react to realizing that your leg is going at a 90-degree motion, so it will bend to a 90-degree motion, then anticipate for when you will step down onto the step, versus this leg, which you would have to awkwardly fumble around with. This is an example of one of those active prosthetics. So the first side of this argument are people who are amputated and are trying to find a better standard of life. These are people who have, for some reason or another, been trapped at home or a hospital because of loss of limb, and they're looking for something that will give them back that normalcy of life. On average, an active prosthetic will cost anywhere above $80,000, usually around $89,000. And a passive prosthetic will cost around $3,000 to $10,000. And this is where the second side comes in. They're skeptics. They usually work in industry and they realize what it means to be building these these technical prosthetics. What it means is they look at these numbers and they say, well, the average median household income is $63,000. And if you remember, an active prosthetic is roughly $89,000. So right off the bat, we know that's a hard target to sell or hard product to sell to people who may not be able to afford something. A lot of times insurance will be able to help out, but oftentimes there's a problem because a lot of these people who are getting these prosthetics are, they either have some form of diabetes or they are obese, which puts them at a higher risk, and oftentimes insurance companies won't cover them for things such as prosthetics. On the right, you see a way that companies will list or itemize parts of a prosthetic to get down to what the cost is. This is an example of something that is in between the range of a passive and active prosthetic. It's a semi-active prosthetic. So both sides have their merits. They both understand that they want what's best for amputees. The industry side isn't trying to cheat anyone out of money. They're actually trying to do what's best for them and the amputees. And how do they do that? Well, their best chance is to work together to realize, well, what are the problems our customers are having? And how can we solve those while also trying to reduce costs? A lot of R&D has already gone into active prosthetics. So now it's just a question of how can we make them cheap for market? What materials can we use? And how can we mass produce them? And speaking of mass production, let's talk about my recommendations. There's a few issues with customization. There are some machines out there that take out the human element and they produce customized fitting for prosthetics faster and cheaper than what is currently available, which is human technicians. And in order to help with the insurance problem, it would be good to incentivize them somehow into giving people the availability to buy prosthetics. Right now, there's no incentive for them. I'm not sure what this would look like. Maybe an added bonus for Medicare or a privatized company could incentivize them to buy in on some prosthetics. My last recommendation would be mass production. Things become cheaper when you produce them. And we see this in everything on the market. There's a possibility that these could be even shipped out to second and third world countries, as well as other first world countries, to try and get more bulk out there. At that point, it's just a question of, again, customizing to the person's requirements and size and shape of their leg. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me.